Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. I already started a series of nervous system or central about little bit central nervous system and autonomic nervous system and disease related to central nervous system and autonomic nervous system. We know that the system we have no control on it. It is called autonomic nervous system. Uh, it have two branches: sympathetic and parasympathetic. These both systems work side by side. At some organ, sympathetic is accelerator. At other organ, parasympathetic is accelerator. Just like on heart, sympathetic is accelerator. It increases heart rate, force of contraction, systolic BP, diastolic BP. It is tonic effect on heart. It is a heart accelerator. And parasympathetic is totally opposite on heart. It is work as a brake. It decreases heart rate. It decreases lower the systolic, diastolic BP, force of contraction, decrease the force of contraction. At some other organ, parasympathetic accelerator, just like gut or gut secretion from mouth to anus, every part of our gut, its motility, its secretion is totally increased by parasympathetic system and decreased by or little effect by sympathetic. Similar on respiratory trick, sympathetic is respiratory muscle relaxant and parasympathetic is respiratory muscle contraction. We have already started disease related to these neurotransmitters. And we have little knowledge about acetylcholine and adrenaline, function of acetylcholine and adrenaline. Because as you know, both preganglion and sympathetic preganglion, postganglion is adrenaline is the chemical neurotransmitter, and secretion of parasympathetic system is acetylcholine. That is why sympathetic is called adrenergic and parasympathetic is called cholinergic. And the disease related to these two systems, we have number of disease, autoimmune disease, inheritance, genetical, related to these autonomic nervous system. And we've already little bit your knowledge about central nervous system, its structure, how cortex work, how cerebellum, occiput cortex, frontal, temporal, and we have studied the different parts, different neurotransmitter about our nervous system. We already know about number of neurotransmitter and our excitatory and inhibitory receptor. As regarding autonomic nervous system, I've already we have cured number of cases. We have treated number of cases of Parkinsonism, other autoimmune diseases like myasthenia gravis. We have patient of this disease. It work wonderful, and patient relieve the patient. We have treat the patient. It work much better. Homeopathy at all level. We have studied about these two sympathetic and parasympathetic system, and autonomic nervous system disease and central nervous system related disease. and how to cure these diseases, how to treat these diseases, and homeopathy. We have number of protocol about these disease. If I discuss about central nervous system related, just like epilepsy, you know about epilepsy seizure. There's difference between fits and seizure. Seizure is not, fits are jerking. You know about, first we have give you idea about little bit idea about epilepsy and related parts of our brain. You know that main role, the seizure definition is not fits only. It is shutdown of brain electricity. It is defect in brain electric flow. We already little discussed about excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitter, GABA, glutamate, excitatory, and PABA, inhibitory. And if we related, we give you complete idea of how to cure, how to treat epilepsy. Allopathy or herbal or alternative or related disease. That in epileptic is not only I will already, even our sensory and motor both now are affected. You know about olfactory, you know about our taste bud, you know about our the smell, you know about, because these are sparking of our brain electricity affect these our sensory and our motor nerves. And important part of our brain related to epilepsy is related to seizure fits is our temporal. You know about localized focal fits, focal epileptic attack, and you know about generalized attack. Temporal is the main part of our focal epileptic attacks, and we know about parietal, we know about frontal cortex, the epileptic, the frontal cortex role in epilepsy, and parietal role in epilepsy, and occiput role in epilepsy, because the, the epileptic is not seizure, not effects only. It is seizure, but seizure is about our flickering our eye movement, our eyeball movement, know about an epileptic, and we already study processes and Parkinsonism, and we already study about little bit myasthenia gravis, acetyl effect. But in epilepsy, our protocol is an homeopathy. I usually use the pattern and epileptic, different epileptic, either local Jacksonian, Frusty, Jacksonian, and Fruxia. These epileptic, we already know about these, and the basically we, you know the center, you know the cause, you know the area of epilepsy, and if you have idea of any cause, or you know you know you know there is no knowledge of cause, then our protocol in epilepsy treatment and homeopathy is we use either classic methods We use bowel nosodes, we use sarcodes, we use plant medicine, we use animal medicine, we use mineral medicine, and classic nosode. Usually, our priority is syphilis, syphilinum, and tuberculinum, as in tuberculinum and syphilis, and classic. And bowel nosode we will use Proteus, and because classic nosode, as you know about classic nosodes, it it is related to your genes. Because you know about epilepsy, I've already asked you, epilepsy is, in majority cases, is a congenital or genetic disease. Then to target the genes and genetic, you already know about classic nosode, you all know about carcinosin, medrrhinum, tuberculinum, syphilinum. These are the classic nosodes which address your genes mutation genetic study. But as regarding bone nosode is your, this is their main role is detoxificating. If you already address your genes, then you have to detoxify your body. As you know about detoxification procedure with beside bone nosode, Margin, Geratner, and Proteus etc. We usually use for detoxification and detoxification, as I already know gemotherapy. You know about gemotherapy, and you know about lithotherapy. Gemotherapy is the basic as a detoxification. We mainly use to detoxify the organ. We mainly use to clear the toxin from related organs. That is why usually we use with classic nosode, we use bone nosodes, and we also use the sarcodes, because the part which is affected, we will know. And in Parkinsonism PK, you know that our acetylcholine receptor, the acetylcholine sarcode is used, and myasthenia gravis, and myasthenia gravis is acetylcholine receptor, and and Parkinsonism is dopamine. That is why we use dopamine sarcode and acetylcholine sarcodes in homeopathic potency. And these first classic, then bowel detoxification, then sarcodes supporting organ. And and mainly nowadays osteopathy is our main source for these chronic disease. In osteopathy, we already know about the epileptic treatment and allopathy, different medicine, either in focal, either in generalized, for children, for pregnant lady. We use, yeah, we already know about Levitra, Leras, levetiracetam. You know about phenytoin sodium dilantin. You know about phenytoin sodium. You know about carbamazepine. That are well about from. In Pakistan, these, in our country, these medicine are easily available in homeopathic potency. Kamal laboratories have provided these anti-epileptic medicine. Besides these chloropromazine, we have chloropromazine, we have levopromazine, we have Majeptal, we have Pexid. These are all allopathic, the medicine which is in our country. Kamal laboratory have provide these osteopath these allopathic source medicine, and we use these and these chronic disease. Our main source from isopath, from allopathic potencies are chloropromazine, levopromazine, Pexed, Majectal, phenytoin, sodium, valproate. Valproate is, you know about this Kamal and 1 and 230. We have full range of these medicine available in market. That is why we use carbamazepine. Carbamazepine, you know about it. Main, you know about the mechanism of these potency, Ravolfia, chloropromazine, carbamazepine, and Ravolfia. These are the main ganglion blocker. And chloropromazine, the trade name even about 50 years, from last 50 years, is large action. Its action is very deep and very large acting medicine. Just levopromazine is same class. These medicine, we use these medicine in epilepsy and homeopathic potency. And beside these, and our mineral remedy, I already discussed the role of copper in different diseases. You know about in Wilson disease. I already discussed the copper role, how an iris yellow pigment, and what is the role of copper in fits and seizure. We usually use copper met in homeopathic potency and epilepsy. We use Ravolfi alkaloid in allopathic potency and homeopathic reserpine and Ravolfia. These are the main medicine used in our CNS related disease, in epileptic disease, and related other disease. And just like beside these source, I've already usually use litho. Litho is basically, it is mineral. It is available in injectable form, مختلف and different salts and magnesium, copper, complex of these mineral salts. And chemotherapy, I already asked, they are detoxificating agents. And beside these, we use in homeopathy and epilepsy, animal medicine. You know about the Bofo effect, fog, toad medicine. We know about Asterias, starfish, salt. Asterias is the very best medicine used in epilepsy. And there are different medicine for child, for old people, and we use in homeopathy different source of medicines, plants, mineral, animals, allopathic medicines, nosodes, sarcodes, bowel nosodes. Inshallah, we will continue the CNS series, and we have discussed different diseases related to autoimmune disease, congenital disease, Parkinsonism, myasthenia gravis, and other autoimmune disease and inherited disease and